Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I am Dr. Olayenka Konle. I am a sociologist, I'm a researcher, I'm a public speaker, I'm a lecturer in the university. On this channel, I do a number of stuffs, but all the stuffs I do on this channel, you can cluster them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. I do videos on this as regularly as possible to make my viewers and subscribers the best they can be. People have spoken about theories. Theories are difficult. I want to address another theory today in this video. Very interesting theory. I've done videos on sociology severally. Scan this channel, you're going to find the videos. I've done video on micro and macro sociology. I've done videos on ethnomethodology. I dropped the last video on social action theory. This one is on phenomenology. Phenomenology is another theory within the confine of micro-sociology. It is subjective, it's part of subjectivity, it's within interpretivist sociology, and that's why I'm dropping this, and they're also very important. So this theory is within micro-sociological theories, because they want to understand small scale, group-based human behavior. So phenomenology, was popularized by Husserl. Husserl popularized the theory phenomenology in the 20th century, though the term has been around since the 18th century. And I must tell you, phenomenology is one of the most versatile also. In my video on social action, I mentioned this. It's one of the, you can see phenomenology being used across disciplines in health, in education, in social sciences, but it's very relevant to us in sociology as we try to interpret and understand human action. The basic definitive difference between phenomenology and a group of other micro-sociological theories is very affinity for deeper understanding of people's behavior and action. It's trying to pay closer attention, deeper. And sometimes these are very issue-based in society. That's where the word comes from, phenomenon. What are the patterns that are phenomenal? What are the issues that are phenomenal per time affecting a group of people? And what can we look at in deeper version to understand this phenomenon, which we can study scientifically. I done a video on sociology as a science, so you can watch that. When I use the word science, I'm using it against that background. This phenomenon affecting human beings, human society. How can we deploy social science capacity of sociology to understand this phenomenon? And that's why I want to say this so that you can understand this in a simple way. That's why I'm using the word phenomenon to draw your attention to the theory phenomenology. So it's from the word phenomenon, and the logic there is just a scientific study, adopting scientific study in understanding phenomenon in deeper way. I hope I broke it down for you very well. In deeper way. So phenomenology tries to subjectively interpret human action to the deeper understanding of their lived experiences. Don't forget that, that's very important. Phenomenology is interested in deeper understanding of human behavior, of human action, through the deeper understanding of their lived experiences, the way they are living their life, how they create meanings and values through their day-to-day living experiences. So the word deeper understanding, lived experiences, these are very important issues in terms of phenomenology, and you must not forget. So we want to understand their lived experiences on the account of what happens to them. What phenomena are they dealing with? What phenomenon are they dealing with per time? Everything flows from people's experiences. That's a strong concept, belief for phenomenology. The belief that everything, flows from the lived experiences of people. Then I can break that down colloquially to say when you say experience is the best teacher. You're talking phenomenologically. What about that? Breaking it up on that. When you say experience is the best teacher, you are already theoretically alluding to the major argument of phenomenology as a theoretical tradition. Yeah, don't forget it. You can use that formula. So experience is the best teacher now, phenomenologically, will then be beneficial to the actors that we are studying, and even the sociologist that is studying the actors and their action. So phenomenology believes that everything, science, thoughts, human relations, systems, are significant in understanding human behavior phenomenologically. And these are also creation of society. And these are also creations of social actors. And don't forget, this point I want to mention is very important. Phenomenology as a theory has minimum regard for physical or external environment of people. In fact, sometimes total disregard. We don't believe, and if you look at this against the social action theory too, you will discover that it's people's life experiences we are very much interested in. We don't believe in environmental, cultural, or societal determinism of human behavior. We believe those external physical environment are only minimal in affecting how people behave, how they live their life. It is their social environment, as they interact, as they create meanings, as they create norms and values that are more important. So we don't impose the external conditionalities on people when we are interpreting their action. Understand, we will miss the deeper lived experiences of it. Even when they have environmental issues, we want to look at how they are living their life to understand the implication of that environmental issue and their coping mechanisms. So phenomenologically, we don't believe in the external or physical environment in understanding people. We believe in the lived realities of people. How are they living? Even in the face of this external environment. For example, if you look at COVID-19, when it struck, when you look at earthquake, sometimes when you look at climate change, fine, these are good. But we look deeper into the lived experiences of people to make sense of some of these phenomena at the same time. So people's lived experiences are central to us, and lived reality, we are very much interested. And if you look at elements of phenomenology as a theory, we look at three basic elements. We have transcendental elements, we have the hermeneutic element, and we have the existential element. These are how we can break, like I talk about the social action theory, and when I look at the types of action, you need to view that video so that you can understand this also better. We also have transcendental elements of phenomenology. We try as much as possible to study the appearance of things as they appear, without attaching subjectivity, without attaching value to it, without attaching extensive interpretation to it. No, we just look at transcendental. How do they appear? I'm enjoying myself in this video. I hope you are enjoying it too. Just be to the end. After this video, you should be an expert in theoretical theory and even phenomenology, essentially, because I'm trying to break it down for you. If you view my video on how best to understand theory, you will understand that I'm breaking this down intentionally for you to understand, to bring the key. So appearance of things as they appear, even before interpretation, before subjective analysis, is transcendental. The hermeneutic, now try to study how people make meanings of their lived experiences, the meanings from the perspective of the actors themselves, the meanings from the perspective of the actors themselves. So we study, we make meaning out of it. Then the existential, look at individual experiences, even from the perspectives of others having the same experiences. If you study this individual, you can then go comparatively to studying people sharing the same experiences to give you comprehensive understanding of the scenario, of the phenomena affecting them at the same time. So when you look at this transcendental, hermeneutic, existential, you see that they are graduated. It's not advisable for you to take one element in understanding people phenomenologically, but you can first start from transcendental, then move to hermeneutic, and then move to existential. Then you collapse all of this. That gives you total understanding of these people. If you look at the way I've defined it, you will see the transcendental looking at the appearance of things as they appear to consciousness. Consciousness is also very key in phenomenological studies. the consciousness, the consciousness of people in this. Then you look at hermeneutic, they then begin to make meanings through the understanding of their lived experiences, their norms, their values, their institutions. Then from there, existential, you now look at the experience of the people in cooperative terms with others to have overview of this. But phenomenologically, you must be mindful of the experiences of people. You focus on meanings of phenomena, the meanings people make out of it. Not your own meaning intentionally, but you put meanings. Intentionality is another concept of phenomenology. Now, let me measure that now. When you now look at the concept of intentionality, it's another major concept, which look at consciousness of people as they appear without acting. The consciousness as they directly appear. Then after that you have intuition. Intuition is another concept you will find. We talk about the actual presence, actual presence of an object within the intention. The intentionality of the issue is the consciousness as they appear. Now, as they appear to you, that's the intentionality in terms of consciousness as you are saying it, without interpretation, without narrative. Now, when you move to intuition, this now talks about the direct or actual presence. Now, beyond the primary consciousness, which intentionality gives you. This intuition then gives you, that means intuition is the higher level of consciousness. That's what it means, phenomenologically speaking. I hope you got it. Intuition is a higher level, which now means, okay, this is the way this thing appears in consciousness. Now you look at it at another level, direct and actual presence. After you have gone beyond the intention, the actual object, the actual phenomenon, or the phenomena, you're not talking about their actual presence, beyond your perceived, conscious appearance of the issue. You're not talking about actual presence, confirmed. That's it. Then you now talk about evidence as another concept, which is usually also at another level, which now means you are now, the intentionality, the consciousness as they appear, and the real appearance at the level of intuition, now it's now confirmed at the level of evidence. When you successfully present an intelligible object. It's intelligible, the phenomenon may be intelligible ab initio from beginning, but now you are confirming that now sociologically, phenomenologically, now this object, intelligible object from when we set out, is now, we successfully confirm its presence. There you may look at, you may see other concepts like gnosis and pneuma. These are just concepts that are trying to explain the historical and etymological roots of phenomenology. So don't get confused into some of these concepts. You just pick their important elements that are useful for you at that point in time. That's one of the best ways to understand theory. So when you now look at the gnosis, the pneuma, these are just concepts referring to the historical and etymological roots of. You also find the concept of empathy and intersubjectivity. When people experience their own body as though they are of another, that's called by empathy, showing empathy to others. What phenomena are affecting you, you are experiencing that your body as though they are of others, so that you can share. We call it shared meanings, shared feelings. Shared meanings, shared feelings, that's empathy. Then you talk about intersubjectivity. Your objective experience as they are available to others within the system. Intersubjectivity is your experience, objectivity of your own experience as they are available to others. So then we now have intersubjectivity as it affects people. Now, another concept you'll find is life world. Life world in phenomenology means the world as we live in them, the world as they appear, both in terms of personal experience, personal lived experience, and intersubjective experience of others. Don't forget phenomenology now. Don't forget this is within sociology. When they use phenomenology in marketing, when they use it in law, when they use it in health studies, health sciences, when they use it in other places, like I say, sometimes it's being adopted multidisciplinarily and transdisciplinarily. Their focus may be different. They may have what they are applying to, but sociologically, we apply it through human relations, understanding human actions, understanding human behavior. Don't forget, this is very key, because what we want to do in phenomenology is to understand phenomena as they affect human action and as they affect human behavior, and how can we interpret the implication of these social situations phenomenologically through the lived experiences of people. So life worlds talks about the world we live in for us personally and intersubjectively. So there's been many criticism of phenomenology as it has, and this is common to microtheory. When people say they undermine structure, they don't pay attention to the environment, the external environment. Some say they don't pay attention to structures. So these are usually, and some say they are not totally different from social action theory. These are just criticisms of them, that they also cannot be applied to larger system in macro system. But the strength of this one, of this phenomenology, is that it pays closer attention, deeper attention to people's lived experiences. It gives subjective understanding. Also, it's able to be empathetic and gives more detailed understanding for us to understand society. I've really enjoyed my sessions inside this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel and tell others. Share this across sociological platforms that you know. People that are having problems in theory, share this content with them. Subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share. Until I see you in my next video, I'll drop my next video will be on symbolic interactionism. Stay tuned.